I don't know what the tea was that Jason Lee was going to expose on Beyonce, but what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate.
Hold the phone. Did Jason Lee actually let the cat out of the bag about Beyoncé and Jay Z splitting up way before the rest of us even had a clue?
Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
The fires that will come of that.
If you've scrolled through social media lately, you might have caught Jason making waves a while back. He boldly went on his show and shockingly put Beyoncé on blast. He threw down a wild card, threatening to spill some serious dirt on her and Jay's relationship unless Beyoncé persuaded Kelly Rowland to make an appearance on his show. At the time, everyone was puzzled by his claims and threw shade his way for targeting Beyoncé. But now, with whispers floating around about Beyoncé potentially calling it quits with Jay Z, folks are digging back through everything Jason dished out, and let me tell you, it's a whole lot juicier than we first thought.
And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too.
The drama train left the station a few months back when Jason found himself stewing over a perceived slight from Beyoncé. Imagine this, a glittering Renaissance movie premiere lights up London, and while Beyoncé rolls out the red carpet for a host of influencers, Jason Lee finds his invite mysteriously missing. Now, you've got to understand, Jason and Beyoncé weren't just acquaintances, they were pals, buddies. Adding salt to the wound, Jason wasn't shy about how he splurged a cool $440,000 on Renaissance concert tickets and a plethora of merchandise for his circle. And yet, Beyoncé, seemingly unfazed, chose to welcome influencers who hadn't shown half the dedication or opened their wallets as wide as he had. It's no wonder Jason felt a sting, watching others get the nod for the premiere while his support, measured in hundreds of thousands, seemed to go unrecognized.
When you don't include other black leaders in the culture in the fold, not just take me out of it. The Breakfast Club, you should have honored and brought more black, and I spent thousands, over $40,000 in tickets and shared the experience with friends. And I've done a lot, and I'm not even gonna say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet would go crazy.
The situation begs the question, what does it take to get noticed? Things spiraled into an even bigger whirlwind of drama after Jason's explosive outburst. Picture this, he's on his show, venting his frustration, and suddenly drops a bombshell on his guests. You could practically see their jaws hit the floor when he hinted at having some juicy gossip about Beyoncé. But wait, it gets wilder. Jason then crosses into full-on blackmail territory, laying down an ultimatum for Beyoncé herself. He boldly declares he'll zip his lips about the secrets he's holding, but only if Beyoncé pulls some strings to get Kelly Rowland to sit down for a chat with him.
I'm gonna tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now. Ooh, and that's why I go back to we're friends in the game. We support each other. We help each other out. Can you imagine had I put that on Hollywood? Oh, there's one more thing. Beat this, Johnny. Woo! So that in itself, I think Beyonce could have gave me there should be a little love there. Now,
maybe she doesn't know.
Beyonce doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce. They're not going to share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette know I got the receipts. I got them. Now, if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I
she
can
needs
get
to
it
know.
I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
The fires that will come of that.
I ain't worried. I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing this industry game.
Back then, lots of people weren't cool with Jason acting like he deserved everything. But now, with all the talk about Beyoncé possibly leaving Jay Z, everyone's starting to think Jason might have had a real reason for wanting to spill the tea on Beyoncé. If you're scratching your head wondering where all these divorce rumors came from, let me break it down for you. Things started heating up when people began snooping into Jay Z's connections with Diddy. It looks like Beyoncé was totally caught off guard by some sketchy stuff Jay was mixed up in with Diddy, and she's trying to step back before it all blows up. Plus, there's been a lot of side-eyeing Beyoncé and Jay Z's relationship, especially since she was just 18 and he was about 30 when they met. And there's buzz about Jay Z being involved with Foxy Brown when she was only 15, promising her big things in the industry, kind of like what went down with Diddy and Cassie. This whole situation has got everyone rethinking what's really going on with Beyoncé and Jay Z, and drawing comparisons to other famous couples in the spotlight.
After the powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay Z is up next to be exposed, right? Jay Z, over the course of his career, and I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know. For some reason, y'all like to conveniently forget what age Foxy Brown was when he was with her. Y'all like to forget that he was rolling with R. Kelly and they was doing a lot of things together. Y'all like to forget a lot of that, right? But good PR, good marketing, and the fact that, you know, Jay Z got a lot of this industry on lock, so he's able to keep a lot of things hush hush. He's very powerful, and Beyonce is too.
Oh, and we can't skip the part where Beyonce's supposed former bodyguard spilled the beans a few months back, claiming Jay Z has too much control over Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce's on. She been on it for a long time, and you keep her that way.
But what really got the divorce gossip mill spinning again was when Jay stood up for Beyonce against the Grammys. He called them out for never giving her the Album of the Year award, despite all her epic work. A bunch of people were right there with him, cheering him on for defending her. But you couldn't miss how Beyonce didn't seem too thrilled about it. She looked pretty uncomfortable and annoyed when he went on his rant. And then, instead of using her name, he called her this young lady, which really made everyone raise their eyebrows and think that things might not be all good between them.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
This is reportedly the reason Beyonce is launching her hair care products and dropping her new album at lightning speed. Even though these projects were in the pipeline for a while, she's putting the pedal to the metal now. The goal, to bag as much cash as she can before all the dirt on Jay Z's dodgy dealings with Diddy hits the fan. Blogger Storm. Monroe dropped this bombshell, revealing Beyonce is clued up on the storm that's brewing and is why she's hustling hard to get everything out there.
Part of the reason why they're already living separate lives and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jay Salee. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay, and she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah. Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour. We may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're gonna do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows.
ASAP. Yo, the drama is real, and Jason's holding onto some major dirt on Beyonce. It's still up in the air whether he'll spill everything he knows, but one thing's clear. He's not about to pull any punches if he starts dishing. Beyonce might want to hustle and get Kelly Rowland on that interview with Jason before it's too late. Meanwhile, everyone's throwing in their 2 cents. Like this one fan who noticed a shift in Beyonce's vibe, saying she's not the same vibrant, bubbly personality we saw pre-Lemonade. Nowadays, she seems to pop up, make her cash, and vanish. It's cool and all, but a little warmth wouldn't hurt, right? At the Grammys, she looked sadder than ever, they said. Another chimed in, Jay and B know the storm's brewing. They're prepping to duck out gracefully, getting Blue Ivy ready for the spotlight. Looks like Beyonce's eyeing a break from